You didn't pause here by accident. Before your mind formed a reason, something in you already reacted. That reaction is the subconscious recognizing itself. Every choice you make is guided by patterns you don't consciously track. And symbols are how those patterns surface. That's why this moment feels charged. Something is being revealed. This isn't about prediction. It's about exposure. We don't tell you who you should become. We uncover what has already been influencing your decisions, relationships, and direction quietly, consistently beneath awareness. The necklace that draws you isn't aesthetic preference. It represents a hidden truth your inner world has been carrying, protecting, suppressing, or waiting to integrate. The pull you feel is recognition, not coincidence. Don't analyze. Analysis interferes. Notice which necklace your attention returns to without permission. That response happens before logic, and before logic is where honesty lives. Each necklace holds a message designed to reveal, not reassure. What you hear may challenge the story you've been telling yourself, but it will explain why certain patterns keep repeating. There is no right or wrong choice. There is only what you're willing to see. If more than one necklace speaks to you, pay attention. That means more than one truth is asking to be acknowledged. Take a breath. Choose now, because avoidance is already a decision. Necklace 1, the hidden secret of control. You are drawn to this because something in you notices patterns before others do. You sense shifts in tone, energy, and intention instinctively. This isn't paranoia, it's pattern recognition, a trait strongly linked to high situational awareness. The secret begins here. You are rarely confused, but often surrounded by people who are. You learned early that stability comes from anticipation. Research shows individuals who experienced unpredictability often develop heightened control mechanisms, not to dominate, but to feel safe. You don't seek power, you seek certainty. Yet control has quietly become your armor. What you haven't acknowledged is how much energy this costs you. Constant vigilance trains the nervous system to stay activated. Over time, intuition turns into tension. You may call it being prepared, but your body calls it exhaustion. There is nothing wrong with you. Your mind adapted brilliantly. Jung described this as the protector archetype, a necessary phase, not a permanent identity. The issue isn't your awareness. It's that you've been carrying responsibility that was never meant to be yours. You deserve rest without collapse, safety without supervision, trust without constant proof. When you loosen control, you do not lose yourself. You finally allow others to meet you fully. Your hidden secret, control was never your strength, discernment is. When you choose where to engage instead of managing everything, your life becomes lighter, sharper, and profoundly more aligned. If this resonated with you, please share with a friend who this might help, and subscribe to our YouTube to help us continue to put out videos just like this one. Necklace 2, the hidden secret of emotional depth. You feel things intensely even when you don't show it. Neuroscience links deep emotional processing to stronger memory encoding and empathy. You don't skim life, you absorb it. That's why this symbol pulled you in. You've been told you're too much or too sensitive. But that language reflects discomfort, not truth. Your nervous system registers nuance. You notice what others overlook because you feel first, think second. The secret you avoid is this. You often minimize your needs to avoid being a burden. Over time, this creates emotional debt. You give freely, then wonder why you feel unseen. Your depth is not a flaw, it's an untrained strength. Jung would call this the feeler, archetype suppressed by a world that rewards detachment. You weren't meant to harden. You were meant to refine. You are allowed to ask, to receive, to be held without explanation. True intimacy forms when you stop translating yourself into something smaller. Your hidden secret, your emotional depth is your compass. When you honor it instead of apologizing for it, you attract relationships and paths that can finally meet you where you are. If this resonated with you, please share with a friend who this might help, and subscribe to our YouTube to help us continue to put out videos just like this one. Necklace 3, the hidden secret of timing. You are acutely aware of cycles, when to move, when to wait. Chronobiology and intuition often overlap in people who are naturally rhythm-oriented. You don't rush. You sense alignment. Others may mistake your pauses for hesitation, but you understand something most don't. Premature action costs more than delay. You've seen what happens when timing is ignored. Yet here's the tension: you sometimes wait too long. Not because you're unsure, but because you fear disrupting the equilibrium you worked hard to build. This isn't procrastination. It's self-protection. Studies show people with strong foresight often delay to reduce risk. The instinct is intelligent but incomplete. You are allowed to trust momentum as much as preparation. Not every leap is reckless. Some are invitations. Your hidden secret. Your life doesn't need perfect timing. It needs initiated timing. When intuition says now, action completes the cycle you've been waiting for. If this resonated with you, please like, share with a friend who this might help, and subscribe to our YouTube to help us continue to put out videos just like this one. Necklace 4, the hidden secret of identity. You've reinvented yourself more than once. Identity fluidity is common in highly adaptive individuals. You don't cling, you evolve. But adaptability has a shadow. When you change too often, you begin to wonder who you are when no one is watching. You blend well, but sometimes disappear. The secret you've avoided. You fear being fully known because permanence feels like a trap. Commitment to a role, a version of self, feels risky. This makes sense. Jung described the persona as a mask developed for survival. Yours worked exceptionally well, but it's time to renegotiate it. You don't need to abandon your adaptability. You need to anchor it, to choose who you are on purpose, not by reaction. Your hidden secret, your power isn't transformation, it's integration. When all versions of you are allowed to coexist, you finally feel whole. If this resonated with you, please like, share with a friend who this might help, and subscribe to our YouTube to help us continue to put out videos just like this one.